Dear friends, welcome to the final chapter of our course about Rossolimo system. Today I'm going to show you some positional exercises. I want to remind you, if you want to learn my course, you can check the example video on my channel and contact me. I will be happy to share it with you. So today I'll present you 5 positions and your task will be to find the best positional plan for white. Let's start from this position. It's very typical situation, very typical pawn structure from the g6 system. White has taken the knight on c6 and the pawn on c6 is weak. Right now queen attacks on b2. And white's task is to find the best way how to protect this pawn. So I really like the white's plan. It was taken from the correspondence game. In the game, white played rook to e2. I really like this idea. Rook on e2 is very useful. It protects the pawn on b2. Also, it can be delivered to c2 with the following attack on the c6 pawn. So a5 was played in the game, knight to c3, bishop to f5, rook to c1, and on the next move white wants to play knight to h4, attacking the bishop, and then rook goes to c2, and white starts very unpleasant pressure on this pawn. White's position is better. The second position is on the board, and we have a very typical pawn structure for this opening. After bishop c6, dc6, we have these typical double pawns for Rossolimo. Black doesn't have enough active counterplay, and white's position is better because of the better pawn structure. Your task is to find a nice improvement of white's position. And queen g4 is the solution. I really like this move. In the starting position, the black's queen on e6 was the only good piece of black, and white wants to trade it. After queen g4, h takes g4, b6, king e2, later white can improve the pressure on the h6, on the h7 pawn with much better endgame. So knight f8, then bishop f3, attacking the pawn, queen e7. Now white plays f4 and gets a big development advantage. It takes f4, bishop takes f4, and you see knight d6 or bishop d6 are coming. Black's position is very dangerous. In the position number 3 we have the same pawn structure with double pawns on the c file, and white's bishop is under attack. Let's check your intuition. What's the best retreat for this bishop? And well, bishop g3 should be played, because in such positions in this pawn structure, white wants to play this plan, to play e5, and then knight e4, knight f6, and bishop on g3 is very useful for this plan because it supports the pawn on e5. And after knight g6, rook e1 castles e5. On the next move, white wants to play knight e4, and white has an initiative here. The following position has emerged from the line with the third e5, and right now white has a nice plan. Can you use the black's weaknesses? I really like the following white's idea. White plays a4, attacking the weaknesses on the queen side. Rook b8. For black, it's very important to hold the pawn on b5 because this pawn is very useful. It protects some useful squares. 8 takes, and knight e3. Another good developing move. The pawn is hanging. Knight a7. Once again, black doesn't want to push this pawn, so black makes this passive idea in order to hold this pawn on b5. And now another important move, white plays c4, and after this it's impossible for black to hold this pawn on b5, and after exchange on c4, knight c4, white will have a nice knight in the center. And in the end, we'll discuss quite a famous game between Fabiano Caruana and Boris Gelfand. We have this position on the board. White is slightly better, and you need to come up with the plan for white. In the game, Fabi played b4. That's the right plan. Sooner or later, white will play b5, exchange the pawn on c6 and get the great square for the knight. Bishop b6 was played, queen d2, rook c8, b5, bishop to d8, rook f to c1. There is no need to hurry with capture on c6. White slowly improves his position, queen d7. Now white took on c6, played knight to d5, and white's position is much better. In the game, Caruana managed to win this. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. If you like it, please subscribe to my channel, like this video. It helps me to promote my content. I want to remind you that if you want to learn all course, you can contact me and I'll be happy to share it with you. See you in the next videos, and good luck.